Hello and welcome back. MC1 Gamer here, bringing you a long overdue Convert This. So I have taken a bit of a break from painting up my Black Knights that are converted Bretonnian Knights of the Realm, and I'm actually putting some paint on some of the Beastclaw Raiders and Gutbusters that I have because it's supposed to be mostly my son's army, but he's not really interested in painting. Every time I try to get him to paint, he wants to do something else. So I've decided I'm just going to have to paint them. So, this is one of my many unfinished projects, and I'm looking to try and complete these things very soon. These are, I have a queue and I have a list, and I'm going to start, banging these things out one at a time. But this one I decided to pull out and to show, mainly because I've been seeing a couple threads on how to convert the heads for the zombie dragon and the Terrorgheist, and it's a bit of a conundrum because when you look at the body of the zombie dragon, the way it's supposed to be built, he's supposed to be upright, and he's standing in this position where he's extremely different from the lower to the ground and more angular. Whoops! So I'm already burying the lead here. More angular position that the Terrorgheist have, which is the wings are much higher up, pointing this way, and then the body swoops down this way. So when I decided that I wanted to convert this, and I had another zombie dragon and another Terrorgheist. When I decided that I wanted to thin out some of the models I hadn't been using very much, and I just wasn't playing Flesh Eater Courts, I figured, well, if I do want a Terrorgheist, maybe we should convert the head such that that I can swap them. And mainly I'm going to be using my my zombie dragon, pretty much because, and I converted up the Vampire Lord to be a Bretonnian Lord. So this guy can sit, right up in here. Let's go see if this works. There we go. And I haven't painted him, but he sits there nicely, and I situated it so that I can also put in the Ghoul King. All that extra work, and I never even fielded this guy. I have another one of these that I have on a base, but this guy decided to situate, and I had to put him in as a in the saddle because otherwise it wouldn't have worked, and I didn't really want him hunched over like this because I just didn't like that approach, the way it looked like on the Terrorgheist. But the real issue comes with the head, and what I did is I magnetized it, so you can see the two magnets there, and I did two because if you do one, even if you have the contours of the model itself, it could start doing this on its own if it just gets a bump. But if you have two with that vertical, one on top of the other, then it's going to stabilize much better. And this is not the greatest look for what's underneath, but there are two of the other ones that are there. And then I did the same thing with the Terrorgheist head, and you can see that there's two of them there, and you can just stick that there. And it's a different pose for the Terrorgheist, but it works, and I can paint up the body one way, and there you go. You have you have 2 for 1. Now, it doesn't, again, it's a different look, it's a different feel than you normally would get with a Terrorgheist. A lot of people like that low to the ground, swooping, stalking look of the Terrorgheist. I don't really mind, and frankly, because this guy has not seen any action, and I'm using this, it really doesn't matter to me. I'm more than happy to have this magnetized. And this thing does not really come off unless you bang into it, unless you play with it. I've played with this thing several times, even though it's not fully painted. And, you're going to have to play with the converting a little bit. I stripped off some of the pieces from the neck and skeletal body area to kind of make it fit, and scraped off some of the outline also on the head. And I can't hold it because I'm using this one-handed. And just to try and make it be flush with the body. And I think it works really well. Now, these are two small magnets, but because there's two of them, I think they work pretty well. And because it's a piece of plastic, it adheres fairly well. And as you can see, and I am shaking it, it's not coming off. and you can play with it. If you tap this, if you hit this, of course it's going to come off, but you can see it's on there pretty well. So this is an idea that I'm not the first person to do it. Other people have done this, but if you're really interested in trying to convert the heads, this is the way I would go about doing it if you want to maximize it. I wouldn't do it where you try to get the zombie dragon on the swooping low to the ground, kind of stalking Terrorgheist method, because first of all, you're not going to be able to mount your vampire lord or whatever else you're going to put on there, and it's a little harder to convert that. It's a little easier with the saddle and him standing up in this kind of a pose, and I think it works still pretty well. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and there's more content coming for a variety of different games, and have a great day, everybody.